right, guys, Scar. This one's for you. The beat is fire and I'm ready to go. Because it's time for the Basco scenario. Some people like flair, some people like flash. But if it ain't hot, some people call it trash. I call him vanilla chocolate. He just like when it fits well in my pocket. Watch it now or watch it later. His name's so fly, it means liberator. Sit back, relax and watch the show. Gascar, get ready, man. It's time to go. Peace. Basco scenario coming to you each and every week. Peace.
Is there any stuff?
Wasabi! We got Mr. Robert Storm, so please driving safe here on the Hangouts Wednesday show. And how's everybody doing, man? I'm so happy we're halfway done with this week.
Andor is so good, he can't wait to talk about this thing.
He's like, send me the link. I was like, oh, okay.
Sure. Yeah, I got like 5 minutes before I had to clock in. I just wanted to give my quick thoughts because I didn't want to wait for Sunday to say it.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead. Go ahead.
It's the best thing to happen to Star Wars in about 30 years. Like I don't think I think since the original trilogy, since Return of the Jedi, no one has understood what the Empire and what Star Wars was until now. And like that's everything that I've read in the books, everything that we always talked about, but they never showed. Like it was the most Star Wars thing since Grand Moff Tarkin walked into the room and said that the Emperor just got rid of the Senate. It's like, that's what Star Wars is. Yeah, I understand it's lightsabers and stuff, but Star Wars is more than just lightsabers and stuff. And this is like, yeah, it's about the rebellion, about the people, you know, and it's the best thing that ever happened to Star Wars since the 80s.
Yeah. No, man, it's true what you said. You know, I said those words back in the day. Like Star Wars is much more than just the lightsabers. Yes, that's what it's renowned for, right? But you've read the lore, we read EU stuff, and we've seen the stories, the behind the scenes, and how dark it can be, right? And yeah, those last 3 episodes, especially those last 2, I'm excited.
I just want to be on the record saying that last week I was basically one against everybody saying the show was good. They're saying the show was boring. Everybody was saying it was boring. I said it's slow burn. Y'all just wait. When it pops off, it's gonna pop off. In episode 8, boy, did it pop off.
I had a hard time last week. I told you I was falling asleep watching it. I had a hard time, but this week I watched it. I was like this. My eyes were wide open. I muted my phone. I put my phone to the side because I was locked in.
Yeah,
those last 3 episodes had me locked in, and that's what I said. Wow.
Yep.
The action sequences, everything. It was like on point. Go ahead, Rob, since you have you're in the middle of the time.
Yeah, I'm about to sign off now, but I want to leave off with this. You know, for the past few years, we've been getting these stupid cartoons and all that. Like, I don't care about Tales of the Stupid Underworld. Like,
that was good, though.
No, yeah, but the thing is, we've gotten so much of that content. It just feels like we're getting more. Like, how much more are you going to do? Tales of the Jedi, Tales of the Empire, Bad Batch. Like, dude, I'm so tired of that.
At least this pays into the main storyline of Star Wars, the actual.
Yeah, you know, and then the Dave Filoni art stuff, like, yeah, it's good, but you keep like oversaturating that type of stuff, and then you start retconning stuff. You know, it's like, oh, we want to do this with the Asajj Ventress, so we're just going to retcon her death just so we can do this. Like,
well, they had to retcon it because she showed up in Bad Batch, right? So they had to do something in order.
Yeah, exactly. But that's on Dave Filoni for doing stupid stuff like that. You know,
well, the thing is that Dark Disciple, you read the book as well as I did, right? So
yeah,
just quickly touching on that before you go, like that scene when I was having like dinner or something with my wife and watching TV. And she's like, "Oh, look, did you watch this?" I'm like, "Holy crap! I forgot that was coming out." And I put the first episode, and as soon as I see, Voss with Obi-Wan carrying her, I'm like, "Holy crap! That's what happens at the end of the book."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" So obviously, then I'm like, "Right," because she was in Bad Batch. Now they have to explain exactly how she came back. So I found it cool. But I get it.
I don't mind that stuff, but my thing is we've gotten so much of that stuff. Yeah. Like I enjoyed Tales of the Jedi. I enjoyed the final season of Clone Wars. But can we move on from this world? Like we keep going back to it. Every year there's another special or another series, and it's the same animation. I like the fact that we tackle darker things in the Star Wars universe. Like, how many times did we sit there and go, like, man, this stuff has horrible writing, or, Ahsoka, bad writing, act like, dude, this is Emmy award-winning writing here. And
I think episode 8 should win at least an Emmy for something. But that was just
it will be. It
was good storytelling and everything. It was just amazing.
Oh man, when Cyril sees
I'm getting ready to clock in, guys. I'm going to finish watching the show from afar. Have a good show, guys. I appreciate you, and I'll talk to you guys this weekend.
Right. Take care, Robert.
Later.
And while Robert was talking, we got Fletch in the house. How you doing, Fletch?
Hola. How's everybody?
Hola. Doing good, man. Doing good. Awesome. Like I'm on a high of the Andor show yesterday. Like I watched it.
I watched it this morning.
9:30 at night. I finished watching it around 1 a.m. I was like, I'm gonna leave the last episode
glad
for tomorrow.
It last night because I wouldn't be able to fall asleep after watching that last night.
But that's exactly what
I would have been so hyped. I would have been so hyped up. Like
that's exactly what happens to me. I was like, oh no, I can't. I have to watch this next episode.
Dude.
Yeah.
I found myself because you knew something about to happen at the square. You knew something about to happen. I had to tell myself breathe because I was holding my breath, waiting for it to pop off. And gosh, it was. Like I said, y'all were complaining about being slow burn. I was like, it's going to pay off. It's going to pay off.
Oh, Danny's back. What's up, Danny? Yeah, man. Danny didn't watch it though, did you, Danny?
Nope.
Andor? Oh, dude.
Not here.
Oh, dude. I'm telling you, man. Those last 2 episodes, I was snoozing last week. I'll tell you one thing. I wasn't snoozing this week.
Is it lightsabers?
No.
Okay.
Let me say that
this is what we talked about.
I finished up to 6.
Okay.
I will give my judgment probably next week when I see 7, 8, and 9.
Oh, okay.
I haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
I didn't even think John Campea said the best storytelling in 2.5 hours, and I was like, okay,
yeah.
I kind of like the.
You know what?
They did this.
The chapters.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Jump in a year every single time.
I was about to say, what kind of fucked up timeline are we living in right now? Because me and Danny have the same agreement on this show right now. Now I haven't seen the last 3 episodes, from yesterday. But me and Danny so far have the same mentality of I can give less of a shit.
The force is strong.
Dark side over here.
Yes. I shall call you Darth.
I'm not going to say anything bad about it because I haven't watched it.
Yeah.
But I'm getting my Star Wars fix off of the Underworld or whatever.
Oh, so you actually saw it after I told you about it, right?
I haven't seen that yet.
I haven't watched it yet.
It's good. Yep. It's entertaining.
I like the animation. It's just like Rebels and what's the one before? Clone Wars. I like that particular animation. It's giving me lightsabers. It gave me a new Inquisitor. Even though it didn't last long, but I like it.
I didn't ask you a question, Gascar.
Give me Cad Bane, so I'm good.
I'm not as versed on Star Wars as you guys, and I did watch Rebels. Doesn't what happened at the end of this? That's a Rebels episode when the Gold Squadron was the one that escorted what's her name?
Yes,
and they ran into
Exactly. So a lot of people are talking right now that ties into Rebels.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are saying, are we going to see Ezra, a younger Ezra? Are we going to see, what's his name? My God, I forgot his name. With the mask, who's blind.
I know you're talking about. He's not dead yet.
He's not dead yet.
Yeah.
The Twi'lek girl.
Somebody got that train.
Yeah.
Kanan.
Kanan.
Yeah.
And
so possibly
Chopper, Ghost One.
On Andor, Matt could see Darth Vader, maybe.
Well, no, you don't see him till Rogue One, right?
Rogue One's where we see him, and they said that they didn't want to bring Vader into this.
Rogue One is where we see Vader just cut him down at the end.
Yeah. They're saying the last episode literally only tied right into the beginning of Rogue One. So, and they say the actors are saying that if you watch this series, Rogue One right after.
That Rogue One is going to be, you're going to see it in a whole different light.
Yeah. I plan on watching it as soon as the last episode. I'm going to start Rogue One.
Fletch, have you been watching it?
What?
Andor.
No.
You're boycotting it?
Was it
just not have time?
Yeah, it wasn't. I was trying to do the first one, but I can't for some reason. The Chilango in space type of like thing. It kind of threw me off completely. He was like the least of my favorite actors in Andor. Okay. I mean, I like the robot more and Danny Chan and stuff like that. Forrest Whitaker. Yeah. And I just couldn't get into it.
Forrest Whitaker's scenes were good. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like I just couldn't get into it, and the more I heard about it, the more I was like, I don't know if this is my style. Okay. With the slow, kind of pace.
Yeah, the slow burn. Stuff. It was rough for me. It was rough for me. I'll be honest. Yeah.
I like the spy, political thriller stuff. I get deep in that kind of stuff. So
yeah, I could. My ADHD doesn't allow me to pause. It's like if it's something where I can like walk away or maybe do something else while I'm watching it, maybe. But and then you're like, what happened? And then it's like, well, I don't care now. So it's like
that's actually what I wrote on one of Paulie's videos or pictures that he put up. I go, yep. I'm like, my ADHD is an overdrive when I watch this, and I don't have ADHD.
I get locked in on this show because I like all the twists and who's playing who and what's really. And I love the realization when old boy realized that Andor didn't even know who he was. Like, who are you? And he's been
shocked.
He's been obsessed with him since they left Andor. And now that he's like,
let's not spoil it for them.
I don't even
they haven't seen it.
I don't even know who you are. Basically, what he said. Thanos said,
"Spoil it. We don't care."
Well, I don't know. G might want to watch it and not be spoiled. It gives you more of a holy crap moment, when it happens.
Yeah.
And this was supposed to be like the big one because everybody's talking about like, yeah, if you watch these few episodes, man, this is so awesome. This is so awesome episode.
It is.
But when I went to look at like Disney scores, there is literally like third in their viewing. Like right now, I think Underworld and like two other things.
Well, Andor never really had high viewing rates.
But it's so expensive. And it's not really doing anything. It's like, what's the draw?
Spore.
What he's saying is the frijoles negros of Star Wars.
It's like, I'm just telling you right now, like it's great storytelling. It is these last episodes, man.
Okay.
It really compared to what I said last week. It completely like 180. I'm going the other way right now because it grasps it. Really
what you're showing right now, it's fascinating. I'm like,
oh yeah, right here, yeah.
Like salivating.
Well, that's like me back in like give me a couple more years.
That is action right there, buddy.
Yeah, I'm just like, what? What? They're gonna have a chat about the Empire? What?
Oh, wow.
They got the fancy hat. Look at them boots.
Woo. Ooh, yeah.
Woo!
Guys are terrible.
Whoa,
Wait a minute.
Go back.
They're gonna.
No. A little
The
bit
space
more.
Mexicans are gonna talk. What's that? What?
The other way.
The
Look
guy-
at his back. Look at his back. Is it
What
wet?
happened? Is it what?
Oh my God.
Wow.
Wow, wetbacks in space. That's messed
Wow.
up. Man. David replaced the one Mexican.
Oh, sink. Holy.
Oh, it was in this one. It was in this one that everything happened.
Look at that
Anyways,
field.
I'm not
Just
gonna.
like
I'm not
Rebel
gonna.
Moon.
Danny
Look at the
Danny's
field.
just
Just
like
like
killing
Rebel
it right
Moon.
now. Yeah. Yeah, and I agree. I thought Rebel Moon
I
was.
stand by what I say, and I will die on this hill is the best writing that Disney Plus has put
It
out.
is. I have to admit, like these last episodes prove that.
I think with my age, I remember when Star Wars came out, I went to the theater a couple of times to see it. Then The Empire Strikes Back, and then Return of the Jedi.
Mhm.
I'm so used to that old school.
Yeah.
It's just, this is deep. But like I said, I'll check out the others and give my opinion.
I'm really curious, G. When you watch the others, just message me. I really want to know what you think. We had the Real Nerdy Review in the house. Says, let's go DQ right off the start. Prime storytelling. I would have to say right now, yes. Shifty says, my mom accidentally started watching Andor season 1 instead of picking up on season 2. And she was trying to tell me what was going on. And I'm like, that's freaking season 1. You wow. You're watching. Dang. Last night was season 1 good. I think last night was better than season 1. Yeah. Went from a B- to an A++. I will still give it up till now. I would give it a solid B on my side. I even go B- because I found the first couple of episodes way too long. It dragged on for me too much. Fast Eddie in the house. What's up, Fast Eddie? Thank you for being here. Episode 7-9 was phenomenal. Best Star Wars we've had in a long time. Episode 8, that massacre was horrific. Episode 9, that speech was amazing. This is what Star Wars should has always been. Should have always been.
David Filoni producing this?
No,
I don't think so.
No, I
This
don't
is
think
Gilroy.
Now people are
And-
saying online that just give him a blank check and let him cook.
Yeah.
Are you guys agree with that?
I like his style.
Yeah.
Sometimes, to me, the Star Wars writing and the Star Wars production isn't consistent. It ebbs and flows really bad because I really wasn't that big of a fan of the Ahsoka show. I mean, it was okay, but like Underground, I'm really digging that. And Filoni is producing the whole thing. So he seems to pay more attention to his female characters in the animation more so than the live action to me. But this other guy who you're talking about, I don't know anything about him, so I can't say intelligently whether he should get a blank check or not. I do, however, have a lot of faith in.
I think he's done movies though.
What's the guy? John Favreau. I think if they let John Favreau give him a blank check and just say, okay, for the next 18 months, work on something spectacular and show us, I think I would be very eager to see what he come up with.
Yeah, so we got Tony Gilroy, Bo Williman, and Dan Gilroy and Tom Bissell. Those are everybody.
I know why this guy he did the Born Identity series.
Yeah,
that's why I like this so much. He did the Born series.
Okay, I never watched those.
Oh, he did Armageddon.
What, the Born? You're talking about the TV series Born?
No, the
movies,
the Matt Damon ones.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. So he has movies. He has movies under his belt. So definitely. In that case, definitely give him a check.
He did Rogue One. He did Duplicity. He did Armageddon. Had part of Armageddon.
There you go.
I didn't like that movie Great Wall, but he did that one.
Great. That's with Matt Damon.
Yeah, I didn't like that one.
that was weird.
That was weird. Yeah.
Like if you ever want a white man to ever stand out,
that was like that was the T-Move version of the Last Samurai. The X-Men.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh. I'm beginning to wonder if the Naboo production shot doubled for the Chandrilian wedding scene. Bad Batch was great, Rob. Shifty. It had some season 2 filler though. I guess. Holla back. Holla back. The Nerd Review says, wish I could make a show, but kids' schedule gets in the way. Dude, especially if you have young kids, yeah. I was lucky when I started this, my kids were already grown, so because there was no way I would be able to do this back in the day when coaching soccer and work and everything. I sit back sometimes and I wonder how the heck I did it back then with my job and how demanding it is, plus to coach the kids and do all the homework and all that. I just boggles my mind how I did. Wow, my wife and I did it.
Not enough hours in a day, man.
It's crazy. And I would game till like 1 a.m. I can't do that now.
No. My cutoff time is 10:30 at night.
I start tearing up at midnight. I'm like,
this is the weekend.
I'll be like taking my drops.
Side note. I know we're talking about gaming real quick. Did you see the GTA trailer?
No, I did not.
That game when it comes out next
year, it's never going to come out.
I'm not saying no. When that game comes out, it's going to break everything. Like,
I saw bits and pieces of the trailer.
You don't lie. I have a person told me that a coworker is actually banking vacation time.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
So when that game comes out,
are taking like days
they can be on vacation.
I heard someone say the economy's going to crash because everybody's going to take the day off and no one's going to be working.
All I'm saying is, if that's what makes you happy in life, okay. But me, I would never take vacation for a video game.
Vacation is for you to enjoy what you want to do. So that's what you want to do.
Depends.
You do it.
See,
I can't hate on somebody.
Exactly.
Vacations for your time to do what you want to do.
I know, but I'm just saying, it's just the crazy priorities of life today. But
you say it's priority, but I think it's mental health. That's something you enjoy doing. That brings you peace of mind.
You're right. Because that's my release as well. When I used to, you're right. You're absolutely right. You're right.
So I don't knock people for that.
I heard they were doing remakes because new Florida Man stories kept coming up, so they had to jam him in there. Like,
that'll be all the DLC
patches.
You get DLC every week because new Florida Man story.
I know. We had like this alligator jumping a G ride and started shooting up stuff. Whoa, hold up. I was like, we got to include that.
I know I was on that band. Like, I ain't playing $8 for a game, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, if I take $10 a month till then, I have enough for it. So I'm like, exactly.
I was like, I'm okay. I hope nobody goes back on those videos and checks.
I like, call me a hypocrite, but $8.
You know what? Been there, done that, man.
Yeah, it looks good. It sold me, so
yeah. Shifty says they killed my boy last night. Glad the villain of the strain did it though. Bad dang was hoping for something better. Man, Shifty, sometimes you have a high friggin' like what makes you happy, man? High. Dedra hopefully will.
But the highs are highs and the lows are lows.
I don't think she's gonna flip, bro. I don't think they're just gonna flip.
I think she realized she's a bad guy and that's on the wrong side after what happened.
Oh, she gonna go crazy a bit.
When old boy confronted her though,
Mr. Storms, who quickly made a presence in the beginning of the show, says, "Have a great show. Thanks for the invite. Anytime, man. Anytime. Go all rebelly next week. Yep. Whoop-de damn. Do let me in, please. Yeah, sorry, Daddy. I forgot to use in the back. I didn't even hear the ping. These 3 episodes of Andor makes me realize how much of a joke all the other Star Wars live action shows are.
Yeah,
I cannot disagree with that. I cannot.
This is better than the Mandalorian.
And
I will watch. In writing wise, yes. Writing wise, yes.
I would have, for me, Mandalorian season 2 was the best. And I'm not saying just because of the Star Wars, the Luke Skywalker surprise at the end. Definitely that did propulse it up there, but it was just Mandalorian. You got some action, you know what I mean? You have the mysterious thing, like the Jedi still around and all this stuff. So they're always dangling that part right with you, right? On the Mandalorian, the dark saber, and the other Mandalorians. It's cooler, but story wise,
it's
Andor,
it's flashier.
Yeah.
It's flashier.
Exactly.
So if you put this like Andor season 1 versus Mando season 1, Andor wins in your opinion?
In my opinion, yes.
As a whole, to what we've got to right now, yeah. I'm telling you, these last 2 episodes.
So this
for
is
me,
like the best Star Wars
notch
ever
it.
for you guys.
Not ever.
Disney
Yes. Plus,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Disney. And then I always said Rogue One's my favorite Star
Disney.
Wars.
Yeah. And all the
I love Rogue One. I love that one. I
Okay,
can watch that over and over and over. I
Okay,
love that.
Okay.
All
Yeah,
right.
I'm gonna be honest with you. That's the most rewatched Disney Star Wars movie that I've seen. I think I've seen it 5 times.
Really?
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the first one I actually sat down and watched during the pandemic,
Mhm.
like all the way through, and then watched them all.
Yeah.
So
I like parts of it. Some parts of it I was like, man, this is awesome. And some parts of it I was like, what am I watching? So
Nope.
I had like, so to me it does fit like the Andor thing, because certain things you see from it, you're like, oh, this is kind of cool. And then you some things of it, you're like, what am I watching? So it's like, I think it's an acquired taste on that one, but
yeah, I think because like I said, my style of movies, I like those deep, multi-level, make you think, spy thriller and stuff. So this fits right into what I watch on my own, this genre in general. So.
Yeah. Well, this whole Andor series, right? I think they made it in order to like really get background on Andor himself, because in Rogue One you think he's a real douche right off the bat. You don't know guy, right?
Yeah.
So you're like, whoa, what the heck,
Yeah, there's some asshole pilot that we meet up with, but
why is he like that? Yeah,
he's been through a lot.
Definitely through a lot.
The last episode, you kind of see why he's kind of heartless now after what happened in the last episode.
Yeah.
So if you guys, in your opinion, this is peak.
Yeah.
Why is it not reaching an audience? It just mismarketed.
I think the brand is hurt.
Well, hold on 1 minute. Pedro J, I don't know what these other guys are smoking, but I'm not saying that about this finale is better than Luke Skywalker. I'm not.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
No.
I didn't say that. Let me get to the chat because Fail's all the way down there.
That's one moment. That's one moment, though. That whole thing as a whole.
Yeah. He even tied the Mon Mothma to Rebels. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Danny needs to watch these last 3. And he will watch it when he wants to watch it. I'm not forcing Danny.
You ain't gonna have
the first week of February 3000.
February 41.
When I told Danny, I go, Danny, Tales of the Underworld is good. Is that question? Are there lightsabers? Yeah.
Hey, the first episode,
I was like, yep.
Within the first 16 minutes.
Rebel Moon had lightsabers. Was that good?
What?
Rebel Moon had lightsabers. Was that good?
Rebel Moon did not have lightsabers.
Oh, apparently
Those
it
were
was.
plasma blades.
Plasma blades. Oh man, lots of action. Also with where the left Bix, if it may give credence to her claims
She's not strong
get spinoff.
She's not strong enough to get a spinoff.
I don't think so. But it's Disney, Star Wars, and she's a female, so Star Wars is back, baby. I want to say Star Wars is back, man.
When the animation is better than live action, that is blows my mind.
Well, the animation is beating it right now, and even in Disney's Matrix, it like outperformed Andor in its hot episodes, right? In these epic episodes, Underworld is outperforming them. I mean, it's cheaper, and it's outperforming them.
But I'm agreeing with what Rob said. They keep going around different aspects of the same story. Because correct me if I'm wrong, Guy Scar. Underworld is pretty much during the time of Order 66 because they're hunting Jedi, right?
Yeah,
correct. Yeah.
Okay. They're literally beating the dead space horse.
Yeah, and
so
that's the thing, right? Go ahead.
Top 10 in the U.S. today from Disney's own metrics. Number 1, Tales of Underworld. Number 2, Kung Fu Panda. 3, Revenge of the Sith. 4, Andor.
Yeah.
I may watch Andor one day, but I'm seriously, and I'm not trying to be funny.
Watch it in the morning with a cup of coffee.
I tried to watch the first 2 episodes of the first season, and it was like, whoa. And then if something really don't grab my attention, I very seldom circle back around and gravitate to it unless I'm extremely bored. I may watch this one day, but if I'm being totally honest, it is not on my priority list to watch, even though y'all love it. To
be honest, Danny, you have to go with the mindset knowing that it's a slow burn, but it's going to pay off in the end.
I don't mind slow burn.
Yeah.
Because to me, what's the movie, the show y'all like? Shogun to me was slow burn.
Yeah.
And a lot of spots. But I can't explain any better than that. I mean, for Star Wars,
you even said it, right, Danny? For Shogun, I remember you saying specifically that it was a slow burn, but the way the story was told, you were reading it. Remember, you were saying, I never thought I'd be watching a show that is like this and reading.
Yeah.
You know,
it
had us hooked. Yeah.
But I mean, for Star Wars, I'm very simplistic. Lightsabers, Sith, Jedi.
Right.
When it veers off from that, I'm not saying it can't be good. I'm just saying that's what I like.
Yeah, the first season had more of a budget. What was that?
How many awards has it won?
Andor? I don't think it won any awards.
No, that's what Shifty said.
For awards. Is Andor good as Shogun and House of Dragon?
Writing wise, yes, I think.
So you think it's going to win the amount of awards that Shogun won?
Ooh, I'm not saying that. I think Shogun had better. I think Shogun had better. Like, what do we call it? Cultural and like that kind of like the
it was historical.
It
was an attachment.
A period piece.
Period piece. Yeah.
Thank you. That was it.
What would you guys compare it to? Like the show maybe that anybody has watched.
I think
the Born Identities. I think like a Born Identity movie, a spy movie.
I think
a spy movie and put it in a spy movie in space.
The Matt Born Identities was fire. The Jeremy Renner was
Jeremy Renner.
This guy wrote the Matt Damon Born Identities.
Yeah, my wife liked the Renner one a lot.
I don't like that one. That's when it kind of fell off to me.
No,
but I'm saying like in a TV show, because obviously this doesn't have the Born Identity pace.
No, it does not have the pace.
So if you base it on a TV show, maybe a TV show that somebody would know, what would you compare it to? Like, is it Breaking Bad, The Sopranos? What would you compare it to? If you can compare it to a show, has a similar pace or things. It says, if you like this show, you like Columbo, you're gonna love Monk. You know what I mean? You like 911.
That's a good question. You got me stumped. You got me stumped because I think it's its own thing. In my opinion,
it's its own thing, right?
You can compare it to in certain aspects to the shows you mentioned, but as a whole, you can't really compare it to that because.
So maybe that I guess that's what I'm saying. Maybe that's why it hasn't found his legs because you know how some shows. My wife talks about this all the time, but she loves what's the show called Project Runway, right? It was huge, popular in Bravo for a few years. I think it's still going, and it was going to be canceled. I think by the first season because it was not getting any viewership until they did kind of like one of those where they show the whole season like in one time during a holiday, and everybody binged it, and then all of a sudden it was like the best show ever. And it has to, you're getting all the stuff. So is Andor something similar? I'm not trying to say it's something similar in the Project Runway, of course not. But I'm just saying it's that type of thing where
it could be one of those shows
you need to watch it.
Yeah, right. One of those later on where it's a cult. Become after the fact. We see
right because look at even like Daredevil. I know that a lot of peeps were waiting for it to like drop
up on one shot
and make sure that there was no something crazy. Or heartbreaking, so they were like, "I'm gonna wait," and then they're like, "Oh, now I'm gonna binge it." So is this something like that maybe to where it's like we know where it's gonna end? So I think just maybe people are waiting for the whole thing to end to jump on it and be like,
probably
now I'm gonna go.
That's a very good point because a lot of people do that, right? There's a lot of people that I know that say, I'm like at work when I talk, hey, did you catch that show? He goes, no, I'm waiting for it to all drop.
Yeah.
Right.
So you might be right.
As
the
far
numbers
as
will show after.
As far as awards, it didn't win, but it got 8 Emmy nominations for the first season. And then I think 1 Golden Globe nomination.
Yeah.
Javier's
in the house. What's up, Javier? Been a minute. Glad to see you here. Where is Emperor Palpatine? Yeah, you know what? That's one thing that kind of bothers me. Like, there's so many scenes in the Senate and he's not there. You know what I mean?
Was he always present in the?
He wasn't.
Doesn't the Senate get dissolved right after this? Her speech.
Apparently, yes. That's what happens.
Yeah.
Well, that's where Grand Moff Tarkin says in the comments, right? The dissolve the Senate and blah blah, and the whole speech with you're the last of your kind, the Jedi, right?
Right.
Of that ancient, what does it say again? That ancient something. I don't remember the exact words.
This is how democracy ends.
Yeah, that was Padme. Thunderous applause.
Thunderous applause.
I agree with you, Javier. Like, they could have had him come in and be in one of those scenes at one point, especially that last episode there. Get hurt now. Do it. She says Gilroy gives us Michael effing Clayton, so yes, he deserves a blank check. Then Gilroy's writing the Miami Vice reboot. Man, let them be.
Yeah, I saw that.
Painful to watch, very painful. Andor. Okay, it was painful for me to watch a couple of episodes in this season. So, and we got Fatal J. Danny mentioned he was there before. Was it better than the heist episode last time I watched Andor?
Yes.
Well, the build up, yes. The build up, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the prison arc last season was amazing too. Yeah. In Andor. So, but
the heist was better than for me. The heist was better than
this episode 8 was it was so suspenseful because you knew what was about to happen, but you didn't know when it was going to happen in the episode. Culture Casino
Andor. Really, Andor? Oh, thanks for being here, Culture. I appreciate it. Phil says, "Sup, Fletch? What up, Dave?" Culture Casino. Look, we may have forgotten what good Star Wars is. Yeah, conditioned. We have been conditioned. It has so much bad Star Wars that at the moment there's something positive, we think it's the best thing since baked cookies. I don't know. Look, yeah, that's a good point too. What Culture says, right? We got so much bad product that we're just easily pleased by something that we think it's really good, but is it really good? Because let's be honest, I'm
not that big of a Star Wars fan, y'all. So y'all know. So I'm more of a quote unquote normie when it comes to Star Wars.
Yeah, I've said this too, and I think Danny as well at one point. Danny can correct me if I'm wrong, but Mandalorian season 2
was good.
What they did, everybody was talking about Star Wars again. Both factions. It was the people that were criticizing Disney Star Wars to the people from the the OGs. They were like, "Wow,
it became a pop culture phenomenon again."
Masterpiece.
Grogu and all that stuff, and
they had the merchandising.
Everybody go around saying this is the way and all that stuff. It was in our pop culture, They had
the merchandising. They had the Star Wars attention. The divide was closing, and when Kelly came out with that thing about going to go
Luke
Skywalker. Not even that. She was saying something about they're not going to direct Luke Skywalker.
Yeah,
he's pretty much Luke Skywalker in this. The way I took it. Have you ever watched The Flash on the CW? Whenever the Flash ratings start going down, they always brought back Reverse Flash because Reverse Flash,
he's flashing everybody.
Was like a shot of adrenaline. Luke Skywalker was a shot of adrenaline, but they should have go ahead and do something, especially when they saw him, the younger version, the deep fake. He was teaching Grogu.
Well, they tried that again with
opportunity.
They tried that again with Ahsoka. What's his name coming back?
Yeah.
Who? Of Christian.
Yeah.
Christian.
Darth Vader, Christian Haydenson.
Anakin. Yeah. Right. But see, that's the thing, right? And those were the most rated episodes were those that they brought back the OG characters, but
Bring
they're like,
legacy characters,
but
right?
but see, the thing with Ahsoka is we were duped, right? Because they're talking about, Thrawn, heir to the Empire. Those they're touching that storyline, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the main character in that storyline was Luke, right? And the whole marriage thing, which apparently rumor now is that they're going that route for season 2, that we're gonna get a Luke Skywalker.
We're going. They are working on Ahsoka season 2.
Yes, they are.
Oh yeah. That's next year, right?
I haven't heard anything about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, they're already.
They're filming, right?
Rosario even came out.
Yeah.
Stuff. Yeah, it's supposed to.
Well, I hope they drop it
Ahsoka 2 is in development, so it's already shooting stuff supposedly.
I hope they just drop it at one time. I don't want to sit and watch.
I doubt it.
They won't.
I know they won't, but I wish they would do that, or at least take the format that Andor is doing. Drop it three episodes at a time.
I like the 3-episode chapter kind of thing,
But it works for this.
Yeah, you're right. It works for this because they're doing time jumps. So
give us more than 6. I keep going back to this. I don't mean to beat a dead horse, but the way that they did the last season of Cobra Kai was perfect. 18 episodes, 6
blocks,
6 episodes in a time period. Okay,
yeah.
You'll do this first 6. You can chew on that 2 or 3 weeks. Then drop the next 6. Give us more than 6 or 7 episodes. At least give us 10 or 12.
Danny, April 28th is when Ahsoka season 2 started filming again.
It'll be out, you think, next April?
Probably a year, maybe. Yeah.
If they don't have to do reshoots and whatnot, who knows?
Test screening.
Yeah.
Fatal J says they got slated for a skeleton crew. They need to put into Ahsoka.
Skeleton crew. I forgot about that.
I'm reading what Bowser said. Well, Ahsoka, Andor, skeleton crew, acolyte. They y'all. I know I'm probably gonna get destroyed by this, but they had glimpses of interest in acolyte, but they didn't capitalize on it.
They had 2 episodes that were
going down a path I just cannot follow.
They had 2 fight scenes that were interesting in acolyte.
I can't go down that path. No, but I know what Danny's saying though.
You know what glimpse mean?
Yeah. Yes.
Glimpse.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They had a couple of glimpses. They had the fight scene with him and when he killed the girl, and they had Darth Plagueis. They could have built on that if they would have done it the right way, but Star Wars is notorious for not sticking the landing. They're notorious for going down one path, and then the path seems strong, and what do? Burst the path and do something crazy and be like, well, where did this come from?
I know one thing, that girl didn't take a lesson from Michael B. Jordan how to act with yourself on screen because she did not know how to be a twin.
Oh my god! Let me catch up with the chat.
She was terrible.
Let me check it. Fatal says not only season 1 and 2 and Rogue One is still the best Disney Star Wars, in my opinion. Those are great.
I'm
absolutely. You guys telling me Luke Skywalker and Mando season 2 finale is getting beat by Andor? Wow. No.
If we're going for this moments, no.
No. For me,
that moment alone brought.
Oh yeah.
But here's my thing. Why is it that? Oh, because you have to say that one is just because one is great, the other one's bad. Why can't they always be great moments?
Because I want to see, and I'll concede. But if you go online and you look at reactions to Luke Skywalker, people are crying and losing their daggone mind.
That's a legacy character. That's why.
Is there any episode in
which Disney killed
that they're crying and losing their mind?
Yeah. It was a crime, but everybody's talking about how this episode was so.
Disney messed up so bad because that was the moment to do things and course correct everything they threw out in the theater, man, and they did not. They messed it up.
What does it say for Disney when they did Revenge of the Sith and it was what number 2 in the box office?
Yeah.
Yes.
They had to pull out. They had to pull it out because it was making too much money. It looks like.
Well, it's close to getting to $1 billion now.
Yeah.
Let that sink in.
Guys, go ahead. Talk it. I have a call.
15 years old. Maybe.
But they're iconic movies. Like when they did re-release Avatar, same thing. This is iconic movie. So yeah, it's got such a big generational fan base at this point. Now you got people's grandkids, great grandkids that they saw it in theaters. Now they're great grandkids are actually like Star Wars fans. So. But I mean, it's good. It's a good thing. Hopefully, it brings life back to Star Wars in the right direction.
Right. No, completely. I guess. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Fletcher.
I'm just thinking that if you get the ingredients that made you a successful whatever you're trying to make, don't veer off from it. Don't reinvent the wheel. I mean, you can explore a little bit, but don't get too far off course. It's my only gripe with Star Wars.
I don't think Andor's off the course, and I know it's different like pace, but it's still on the main thread of that.
I'm not even talking about Andor. I'm talking about like
in general.
I'm talking about like The Last Jedi, The Force Awakens.
Oh yeah.
And the one, what was the last one? Something Skywalker, Rise of Skywalker.
Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
Wow.
Rise of I'd rather forget Walker.
And I watched all those in order, like once, and I was like, I got to those three. I'm like, yeah, these aren't that good. You can see where it kind of like it just takes a nosedive after that.
It's like, yeah.
The only one that those three I like is Force Awakens. But,
yeah, okay, I'll give you that one.
But the last two,
I hated Rise of Skywalker,
and especially
it took me 3 times to watch that one.
Man, The Last Jedi, you think you get an iconic fight with Luke Skywalker, and what do you get? Some doggone. I mean, what the feat he did was incredible, but it was underwhelming. To project your astral self halfway across the galaxy, I give you that. That's an incredible feat, but very underwhelming.
All right, folks. Since Gaskar is not here, I'll take role of the host.
All right,
New Avengers.
Yeah, take over, do it.
We got 15 minutes. But New Avengers. What do you guys think? We all know what Danny said the other day. Give your opinion, Danny.
Why did they change the name to New Avengers?
Because that's the end of the movie. That was remember they had the asterisk from the whole beginning. We all knew the name was going to change. And remember, that's the New Avengers.
So it was no longer Thunderbolts. Now when you refer to it,
it's the New Avengers. Yeah, it was all part of them. It's a gimmick. It's a part of the gimmick they had going.
But are you excited about the New Avengers? Because I'm not.
So I don't think they technically are the New Avengers. Obviously, we're going to get the New Avengers. Well, when Sam's team is going to come into play. I don't think these aren't the permanent Avengers. It's just, and I see people online talking about, they changed the name because the numbers aren't doing good in box office. If you believe that, you think they didn't have this already down before? Because all the marketing and posters they're doing now, that wasn't done over a weekend. This was all done.
Yeah, they had this pre-planned.
This was planned.
I agree with that.
This was planned. So I see people online talking about, because the numbers aren't doing good, they had to change the name to try to get people in. No, that's not what's happening, people. It's all part of their
if you were Sam, would you perceive that as trying to like sabotage your?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Because Sam's he's technically not working for the government, and this is the government. The government has put these guys as the Avengers. It's not the government established, but Sam, he's not technically working with the government. He's kind of doing his solo thing, and I think he's more going to be working with what's the Nick Cage's
Sword.
I think it's Spider-Man. But I think because he's here in the end trailer, she's like, we're not getting information fed to us about a space thing, and that's probably Sword giving Sam's team the information. So
yeah, I can see. I think we discussed this Sunday on Rob's show, but I think it's definitely gonna be him, the new Falcon. I think it's gonna be Shuri,
Captain Marvel,
and I'm thinking he's gonna add War Machine.
That makes sense. War Machine.
And I don't know who.
We still have Wonder Man. We have Riri.
I don't think Wonder Man's gonna be.
I don't think Wonder Man's gonna be on.
But we didn't see his name on the chairs. I'm thinking of names we saw on the chairs.
I'm trying to think of who's the sixth use 6 Avengers.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think who's the 6th person.
Shang-Chi's still around. We still have Star-Lord.
He's supposed to be in Avengers Doomsday.
Star-Lord's on Earth. Hulk is still around technically.
Right.
So.
And he has a son. So.
Oh God, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Well. They still got Spider-Man, and sometimes Spider-Man was an Avenger.
I think what all said is done, what's going to happen is that Sam's team and the New Avengers are going to. I mean, the New Avengers trying to prove that they're actually the real team, but they're not. And then Sam's team is like, no, we're the actual heroes here. And I think eventually you see a meshing of the two, like some from this thing.
Oh, they don't have that dynamic where they're going against each other. I know.
Oh, they will. It will. It'll be. I think it'll be more of a.
I think they want to spend a lot of time on it in the movie. Is what I'm saying.
I think it'll be more of a who gets to a scene first kind of thing, not them fighting each other. Like we get here first. We want the credit for this kind of thing.
I guess what the thing with. Go ahead, G-May.
After seeing the movie, I did enjoy it, but there was points one you guys brought up on your individual review or with Robert. I think Disney MCU is getting too far away from the source, because with Thunderbolts,
no Thunderbolt Ross.
You don't have Zemo, which started it off in the comic book.
Right.
And he ties into Bucky and all, and he's such a good villain.
Right. I mean,
he's already been introduced.
And you know what's been nice, because Power Man created a team, and they had Power Man to it. Luke Cage, I thought it'd been dope. I just think when you got 3 guys with the same power set,
they all had the same power set.
Yeah,
they shoot. They even make fun of it in the movie themselves. That we all shoot a bunch.
Right. You got Ironheart coming out. You got Mephisto in there. Why you see Mephisto?
No one cares.
I don't eat that. And I'm looking back. Okay, if you look back at Captain America, Brave New World, they should have said, you know what? They should have put the Red Hulk in She-Hulk's thing and bring in MODOK. MODOK should have been a part of that, and bring in AIM, because MODOK is recurring Rogues Gallery for Captain America.
Well, not that they could have had Abomination in this.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing.
Go ahead.
Right. It's just the kind of perplexing thing about this is like, I didn't know how to even approach this, right? Because in a sense, you're like, okay, it's the Thunderbolts, but that's just the name. Because like you said, it's not the Thunderbolt Ross. We don't have Venom. We don't have Ghost Rider. You don't have Baron Zemo. You don't have. It's not even the 2 iteration of the Thunderbolts, right? All the villains, coming together under Zemo, pretending to be good guys, and you don't have the version with like the Punisher, Ghost Rider, and Elektra and stuff like that, which they have all those characters already. So you're like, what is this? And then when you go in there, it's standalone, but then you're like, where am I? What viewpoint should I disregard? It's my comic book fan thing. The stuff is like, who am I watching this as a viewer? And I think that one really soured me, because I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be kind of enjoying here.
The issue with that, they couldn't just bring in all these other characters, because the average person hasn't been interested in these characters. So you start bringing in Ghost Rider and all the other people, Elektra and everything. People don't really know who these characters are. I'm talking about the regular people that go see movies and have watched just Marvel movies. So you had to bring characters that were already either appeared or had some kind of connection to this. Even though they're all C level characters, we all have been introducing them some way, short of form down the road.
But that's we only know Bucky from all this. As a normie, the only person they know is Bucky, and he's got a backseat.
I mean, they know. He's the only like big name in that whole group. But all other people have been introduced in movies and shows. So
but it's if you're saying around. People haven't watched this show, so I mean, you don't know who the Walker is.
There's homework to be done. There's homework to be done if you want to get the full grasp of it.
They have all been in a movie, except for Walker. He's the only one that hasn't been in a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone else were in a movie.
Yes,
but it's like but it's almost like, I mean, because
my
wife didn't even watch Black Widow. You know what I mean? So it's like, it was like lost.
She don't know who Yelena. She don't know who Yelena is.
Yeah, we don't know who Yelena is, and she doesn't watch the TV shows. I haven't been able to get her to watch any of them. So there's those continuity stuff is like, it's gone.
And I see what she's saying. Also, have you noticed that Lilo and Stitch has hijacked the Thunderbolts?
Oh yeah.
Because like they're putting a lot of money in that promotion for that movie. That movie's gonna make some money.
That movie is the only one that I know is gonna be guaranteed.
During some of the showing, the weekend that the Thunderbolts came out, they had a lot, like a puppet Stitch in theaters, popping out of popcorn, riding around a golf cart, and some of the advertisement now.
That movie's gonna make a lot of money.
Of the posters, I say,
it will.
You have Stitch ripping it down, showing the new Avengers thing. So yeah.
Yeah.
Even during the previews of our movie, Stitch was part of it too.
Well, they just did a big article.
Because on camera just to do that.
That's funny. They just did a big article
That's
saying
another one. I'm not
Disney,
going to waste my money this week.
You were saying
they just showed that they lost money on both Brave New World and on Snow White, so that money kind of negated anything they would have gotten on this one. I don't think they're getting anything from Thunderbolts yet, but the one thing that they know it's a guarantee is Lilo and Stitch. That is like the guarantee, like that will not lose money.
I said this in my review, and I'm not.
Yep.
But how's it going to look for MCU if they get 3 financial flops, and they are working on 2 now?
I don't think and this is going to be as bad as this. I think they're pulling more money, but
you know what?
A flop is a flop.
I I was with you. Like I would say, definitely no. We don't know what's going to happen, right? But I'm not so sure about Fantastic Four, man.
I know it looks good. Fantastic Four,
I know it looks good. These trailers also look good. Yes, I enjoyed this movie, but it's not racking in the money, man. People are not watching it. Yeah. Look what it's at. It didn't bump up a lot.
About Avengers Doomsday than any one of these 3 movies.
But you honestly think, because it's star loaded, right? We saw all the actors that are going to be in that, end game level of casting, right?
I can tell you right now, to me, Gaston, I'm going to cut you off. Robert Downey Jr. is what's drawing me to that movie.
Yeah.
I want to see how he's going to flip to go from Iron Man, who we all love, to Doom, who we despise. I want to see what's his process. And I think he can pull it off. That's what I'm more interested in.
He's a good actor. I had no problem in pulling it off.
Yeah, like She-Hulk, or She-Hulk, right?
Yeah.
The Red Skull could have been. I don't know.
That'd have been a redder fit. They had the Red Hulk with her.
Yeah, Red Hulk. Red Skull.
Oh, or another thing, you could have took Ty Canada and put her on the team, the Thunderbolts.
Yeah. I mean, you had so many people that you could have put on it. I mean, the only thing that I don't understand on it too is like, I don't know, because I was like telling my wife this when I was trying to explain it to her. I don't know why this wasn't tied in with Captain America, Brave New World better.
Yeah.
Because
exactly with an end credit scene, right?
Yeah. But that end credit scene was added like a few weeks before it was released, and the Russo brothers shot it.
I did. No, not from the end credit scene of
Brave New World. Like they should have attached that end credit scene to this movie.
Yes. But and Cap should have made an appearance.
No,
some kind of way.
They should have like at the end like,
Bucky
said we got a trial against Valentina. Are you going to show up?
Yeah, Bucky call, we should have saw that. I think.
Yeah, or it should have been like a holographic call or whatever, and have something. I have a bone to pick with you.
So what it could add on to that Russo brothers scene when they talk about when Bucky. He talked to Sam, started off with him on the phone with Sam and then hanging up and then walking back in and telling them what Sam said about not saying they were the New Avengers, then leading into that.
But it was not. In other words, it's like
I wanted to see replace that Weedy scene. That Weedy scene, incredible scene, was dumb.
Right. That Weedy scene was a little bit overwrought.
But like I said though, what the movie did positive for me was that it got back to connectivity of these movies, have some kind of connection again, so they're just being basically one-offs and not meaning anything for the overall arc of everything.
Now, let me throw this at you. I think you guys know. I don't know if Fletch heard what I did doing Robert. So, spoiler for you guys who haven't seen it. But at the end of the post-credit scene, they see the Fantastic Four ship. Mm-hmm. What is say it's not the Fantastic Four on the ship? It might be Doom. He might have snatched the ship.
That's what I said.
No, I think
who's in it.
I think it's Fantastic Four because the only way they have to come. They have to come to our universe somehow.
Right.
So and it said interdimensional whatever rift or something like that.
Yeah,
so
ship. Yeah. But I'm just saying that we don't know who's in that ship. It could be part of the Fantastic Four. It could be.
It could be Doom.
It could be Doom. You know, they captured Doom. He's in cryogenics. Who knows? You know, we don't know. Hey, what's up, Boss? They will arrive in the perceived threat of Fantastic Four at the same time. Guys, Thunderbolts billboard in LA. They changed the New Avengers. They changed it again. Stitch is now busting through. Yeah, that's the one. Thanks for that.
I just saw the one where he's at the theater popping out of popcorn.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny.
What's up, Anik? Thunderbolts won't make more than 430. I know. I don't think it's gonna make that, man.
If it doesn't make that, then that's done. Even if it makes less than that, it has to make 600.
We're gonna see next week. We're gonna get a better idea if it's gonna reach that for something or not. But it doesn't look good. It does not. It's not. And you see that article where Kevin Feige says that he kind of blames it on Disney Plus.
Saturation.
Yeah. It's like, I'm
paraphrasing here, but yeah.
People getting in the way. Here we go again.
Yeah.
Too many chefs in the kitchen. That's what I think.
There you go.
Yeah, but you're the head chef, bro.
Yeah. But do you think that he has full power? That he's not getting
I don't think
pressure from above?
The good thing is nothing big comes out next weekend. So
Final Destination.
Yeah.
And I'm not a Foundation fan, but that movie looked pretty good, boy.
Final.
I never watched it.
Huge fan base.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yep.
That movie might surprise.
All the millennials are gonna go see that.
It might knock him out number one, but I don't know.
So
the thing when his death is going after the whole family, that's a little twist.
You got Lilo and Stitch coming out with Mission Impossible Final Reckoning the same weekend. I'm like,
Lilo and Stitch will win that weekend.
Yo, yeah, they will.
Oh yeah,
Lilo and Stitch is gonna tear it up.
Yeah.
The only thing that could stop Lilo and Stitch is Jurassic Park.
Oh, Jurassic Park gonna be king.
Oh,
Jurassic Park. Yeah,
I think those are gonna be the two biggest movies of the summer.
That's gonna be the king of the summer.
Well, an Avatar, right?
Well, you got
when's Avatar coming out?
June.
No, not until next year.
No.
Avatar's coming out next year. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it's coming out this year.
Yeah, how you turn your
I'm
dragon
going
out
to first. For that first weekend,
that one too might
That's
surprise.
not a big one. That's not a big one. Yep.
Yeah.
Jurassic Park.
So it's gonna be those three movies that are gonna tear up the box.
Now, I wonder how they're gonna go past it, because this right here is supposed to be the worst of the worst dinosaurs. So next gonna be the worst of the worst of the worst dinosaurs.
It'll be dinosaurs in space next time for all
because
we
remember that from Muppet Show?
It's a more aggressive dinosaur than the last.
Well, the thing with Jurassic Park is like it's one of those franchise that it's beating out Star Wars, is beating out all the stuff in
the name alone.
Yeah,
kids,
so in other words, they have
kids
all
love
kinds
dinosaurs.
of aisles. Right, exactly. Kids want dinosaurs. It don't matter if it's the dinosaurs with the space eyes, but this is dinosaurs with flat heads.
The kids aren't going for the story. They just want to see a
They just
T-Rex
wanna
eat
see
somebody.
Yes.
That's all they want to see.
The ones in the water look pretty interesting to me, bro.
Right.
Yeah,
Like
and
Velociraptors,
it is coming out
we
this
got
year. Avatar.
Velociraptors.
Anik is right. It is coming out in December this year.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. Avatar's gonna. I mean, so right now, the ones because the way all stuff is Superman, I really want it to be good, but with all the stuff that's happening, it's like I think the only billion-dollar movies that might stuff is Jurassic World, Lilo and Stitch, Avatar, and then maybe How to Train Your Dragon if it goes well.
I don't see many billion-dollar movies honestly this year.
I see Avatar.
Avatar. Yeah, Avatar. But to have like $4 or $5 billion movies, I don't see that.
I don't see
everything's too close together. Everything's too close together this year.
It's going to be a good year for Disney because
I'm saying Avatar.
They're going to make money on some of those movies to get back their damage.
Do you guys think Tron is going to do well?
Nope.
No.
Oh, really? Okay. I never seen the last one, so
I'm gonna say something hot take. I don't like what's his name. What's the guy's name?
Jared Leto.
I don't like him. I don't like him as an actor, honestly.
Yeah, a lot of people don't.
He overacts so much. Like,
I think he gets that label because of his performance with the Joker. But before that, Jared Leto didn't have and then in Morbius, he didn't overact.
It's Morbin time.
I don't think he did.
No.
He overacted as a Joker. I'll give you that. It was cringe. But in Morbius, I don't think you overacted.
Now hold up, a huge take. So what if the Morbius, Vulture, Scorpion, and all of them show up in the Thunderbolts? Would that have been? I think that would have been that turned it epic.
No, it would not.
That would have been funny.
It would have been funny.
It would have been interesting. I'll say that.
I might be willing to ask my money back.
Uh-oh.
Danny says it's no frijoles bueno time.
Well, I'm just telling you, man. This is the first Marvel movie that I was actually really looking at my watch. I've never done that before.
Ooh.
Wow.
Oh,
The
this
depressed
okay.
Avengers.
But
I don't
have to go back to it ever again, so I'm moving on.
It's what? That you gay. So you listening to this? Now we out here playing games, telling
That's crazy,
what we ought to do.
And what is it we supposed to be doing?
Who did this?
Being kind to one another. And being polite.
Go ahead. Admit to it.
It's what?
That's so good. That's funny. What a great movie.
Jordan Sunshine is his name on Instagram.
Well, that's funny.
There's been, I don't know, you've been seeing it, but there's been a lot of people doing some girls open the door. There's Remick. She's like, oh no. Open the door again. There's Merrick. Oh no, close the door. Open again. Yeah, there's Michael Jordan. Oh yeah, come here, bite my ass, baby.
Yeah, I've seen some of that where they're like, "Ha ha, you can't get in." I go, "Oh, door, got the door."
Yeah.
I've seen that.
Vivian Kuhn's in the house. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you as well being here. I really don't like when people say a movie is gonna make 1 billion. Why is everyone saying that doesn't make sense? Well, a billion became very famous because of Marvel and phase 1 to phase 2 and phase 3, that their movies were cracking billions.
Again, they are what's the word I'm trying to use?
The pioneers of the billion.
They were a victim of their own success.
That's what I said. That's what I said on Sunday.
Yep. Yeah. You're a victim of their own success.
They became a victim of their success.
They raised the bar so high unintentionally that now that bar was always never really achievable in a sense. It was like every once in a blue moon, like Titanic and Avatar, but to have three back-to-back movies make $1 billion in a year within a year,
that's insane. It was never seen.
You had Black Panther
and connected.
So in the universe,
great storytelling, with its
Right.
issues, but great storytelling. And not only that, what was I going to say was, crap, lost my train of thought.
Find it.
Got distracted. ADD is real. Old age is real, actually, more than anything.
You suffer from old age.
Wow,
Wow,
I suffer from many things.
Oh
my God! I think it was because of 1 billion were saved. I got answered that. Anyways, forget it. Go on, guys. I can't remember what I was going to say.
You remember like 11 o'clock at night when you're laying in bed.
Damn it! This is what I wanted to say. Oh my God! But saying that, man, go ahead.
I just think that ending with this Marvel thing, this Ironheart, I think it's going to be a fail. Nobody asked for it.
No one cares. I don't like that character, which is her character. You
guys are.
I'm like Danny. Yes.
But if I said, if you got Mephisto in there, it don't make no sense. You want
right? Mephisto would have made sense in WandaVision.
Yeah, right.
Agatha. And think about it. What you need to do, you bring back Justin Hammer from the second Iron Man movie. Get involved with that.
Trying to steal her technology.
You know,
steal it from a little girl.
When is that thing coming out? Because I don't even
June. I think
that's
really.
Isn't it?
I'm gonna pull a Danny on that one. Nope.
No, I'm gonna that. Yeah, I'm not watching that. I have no desire to watch it.
I might see what it goes.
Y'all some haters.
That's about it.
Oh yeah,
that's what I'm saying now. But I might end up watching it. Who knows?
I hated her character in Wakanda Forever.
She was just a plot device.
You just take her out of the movie. Take her out of the movie.
Yeah, plot device in that movie.
Yeah, it was a plot device. I didn't like that at all.
Yeah, see what you call him, MacGuffin. Could they had to get
MacGuffin.
she had to get because she was the one that could do all this stuff.
Yeah.
But DJ is gonna have the first showing of the Hood. You know, it's the main villain.
Okay.
I had to look that up. That's weird. I think that's why
the thing. Yeah.
What they have her going up against makes no sense for her character.
Right. That's the thing. It's not a mechanical character. It's like why are they bringing mysticism into it?
Hey,
I mean, that would be wrong.
Yeah,
right. Because you had Agatha and you had WandaVision to do all that.
Right.
Yeah.
Now you're bringing into
hey, you want to do this?
You want to do this? Iron Wars, you know, or
bring in either the Crimson Dynamo or Titanium Man,
right?
As a villain, will make more damn sense.
Yeah, but that requires homework.
Yeah,
okay.
And that's the thing I think they're missing. They're talking about the writers go and read the source material. I'm like, y'all ain't reading no good source material
because they don't want to pay the creators. G.
I'm telling you, if you have put Zemo was a fan favorite. If you had put Zemo in Thunderbolts, and then I would put either I think who said it?
Abomination.
The Abomination or Red Hulk, or be able to get Luke Cage.
Oh, that's what you guys were saying before. Yeah.
And you put Luke Cage in there, and people were like, "Oh shit!"
Now
Jessica Jones.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna go see it again.
Right.
Yeah.
Come on. I mean, I still think they did Luke Cage wrong.
I hope it shows up next
that ending of Daredevil, they should have been.
They should have had.
Again.
I wish they would have panned and they saw Jessica Jones and Luke sitting at the bar and they turned to him. That's all they had to do. Not a word. Just have them look over. You know, he's like, I'm getting an army.
I would even take just like a side of his face or something like that. Like you know, like the gun.
Yeah.
You know,
well, I'm just saying
anything.
When they're all sitting in the bar. And he's like, I need to get an army, and he just pans, and they're sitting at the bar, or they walk him, behind him. You know,
and who's there? Like Karen, that like two cops that we don't know.
Two cops we don't know at all.
Two cops we don't know.
Yeah, and the bartender. You know.
Yeah.
At least they should have had like the little girl be like White Tiger or something, at least in the costume or something.
Yeah,
that would have been like imagine giving us something that pays out. Imagine us following something along
and they saw HBO did it. HBO ended the Penguin beautifully.
Yes.
All they show was just
the bat signal.
That's
all you got to do.
That's all you got to do.
And a note from Catwoman. That's all they had to do.
That's it.
Yeah.
Or like a little thing, like like a Spider-Man, like Jonah Jameson or something talking about it. Like what? I mean, something.
Right.
Yeah. Yep. So the change of name from that movie, big deal. We all knew it was going to happen.
Yeah.
The fact they did it now, do you think they did it now I think they were going to do it anyways.
Well, I said it when you were off. Like everybody on the internet saying, "Oh, they're doing it because the numbers are bad." No, this wasn't an overnight decision.
No, it was
planned. This is all part of their marketing.
Yeah.
It was part of their marketing. Yeah. So
because now you see with the whole Lilo Stitch things, right? That they're doing.
Yeah,
it was all.
This is all. Yeah, people are like, "Oh, the movie sucked." No,
this is the one time they kept a secret because usually. When they do something like that, you go to the toy store and you'll see
the toys.
Right? Yeah.
I didn't see anything New Avenger in there.
Yeah.
I ain't. In fact, I don't think I've seen any Thunderbolt toys in there. I haven't.
No, I haven't
seen
anything.
But usually they'll let the cat out of the bag in some shape, form, or fashion with the toys.
Yeah.
And isn't this kind of like a missed opportunity with like West Coast Avengers, East Coast Avengers type of deal? Say like East Coast Avengers, kind of like hinted. At least even if it doesn't pan out, because everything, like a ton of stuff in their movies, we don't know what happened in Shang-Chi. The end. You have the end of
so many untold stories.
You're like all these end credits that didn't pay off, and you're like, okay, just mention. I mean, we know Wonder Man's coming, so it's like mention East Coast, West Coast Avengers. I thought that would have been epic.
But to me,
that would have been something.
Their skills are too similar, and they said it in the movie. At least in the original Avengers, each one had the closest to was Hawkeye and Black Widow. But you had a god, you had a tech, you had a super soldier.
Everybody had different skill sets.
Yeah, so they gotta get something like that.
You need more variety in your team, to
be interesting.
Yeah, I agree with you guys when you said that. It's true, but
they make fun of it in the movie. They say all we do is kick and punch.
Yeah,
Except Ghost.
they did. Yeah.
No, Ghost shot. She shot.
Yeah, but I'm saying
Masker.
I think just because they ran out of budget for her to.
That was like, what the heck? That actress pissed off somebody.
Yeah, I know. I'm like,
it's like,
oh
yeah,
yeah.
I already having speaking lines. Now you're gonna shoot me?
Yeah, like shoot me in the face. Yeah.
You know, on this team, what they got 3 super soldiers: Red Guardian, Winter Soldier, and U.S. Agent.
Yeah.
I mean, so that's too much of the same skill set.
Yeah. No, you're right. It's absolutely. Kevin Davis in the house. What's up, Kevin? Good to see you. Marvel Studios will bounce back with Avengers Doomsday's at the box office. I hope so.
Well, I can see that, but you just got to be consistent at that. Look what happened after Endgame. They didn't stay consistent.
They got to watch what they're going to bring out next. I just don't think they had a solid plan after Endgame.
No.
Yeah.
They're
like,
and they were just greedy for money.
Now what? You know? Yeah. I thought they were counting on that Marvel tag, like Danny says, just to bring people.
He always used to say that. Danny always used to say.
Back in the day, that would guarantee you $500 million right there.
Oh yeah, easily, automatically.
But I don't understand how they said they were going to cut back, and they're releasing 3 movies,
right?
MCU movies
in 6 months.
In
6 months.
No, less than that. 120 days. That's 4 months.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that came out right. Yeah,
that came out in February, so you can't count January.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And Nick Jones says Rob said he will see Thunderbolts again after saying it wasn't good. That man is a walking contradiction. Hey, we're allowed to change our minds. Yeah. Believe me.
And
I've done them. I've been one of those.
Second views, right?
Yeah, sometimes you have to, the high or whatever comes off, and you have to sit down and think about it. You know?
I'm actually going to watch Black Widow. I'm actually going to watch it.
There you go.
I'll watch Black Widow again. I'm contemplating going to watch Sinners for a 3rd time. I've never done that before.
I thought about it too.
Yeah. I own the site once.
I kind of want to see
IMAX.
It's coming back in IMAX
next week on the 14th. It comes back.
And Nick, you are so true. I'm glad you see that.
Danny changes his mind, he will let Danny go.
You are absolutely
y'all have. I know I kind of stirred that pot today, but that was funny in the chat when you were talking about then all the list you were listing on the movies that he wouldn't watch.
I'm like, what? Okay.
I don't see your damn freaking chat, man.
I made one comment and led you a whole string of them going back and forth.
I can see.
I'm just stirring the pot. Like
I was like in a meeting at work and my phone's going.
Puppets dance.
What DJ doing?
And I'm looking at it. I only see your conversation, DJ, you answering because I don't see Rob's stuff, and I'm like, what is going on?
I was in there cracking up. Danny's going, and this movie, and this movie, and this movie. I'm like, dang, Daddy, he said name 3, you named like 30.
Shifty says, guys, if you like Superman, you'll definitely want to pick up the McFarlane Silver Age Superman figure that just came out. It's the definitive version of the comic Superman we grew up with in the 80s. Nice. I like Todd McFarlane's.
This past Saturday was National Free Comic Book Day.
Yeah, no, I stacked up. I stacked up.
I wish I did that.
Yeah, I hate when you go to a comic book store and you don't start and you see books and the run's already started.
Right. Yeah, and you're trying to find the old ones.
That's me with Transformers right now.
God, I hate that.
I'm like, do I get the volumes now? But then if I buy the volume, I already have issues 1 to 3. You know,
I showed y'all what I got, right? That Bitterroot.
Yeah.
There's a Batman and Robin that just came out, and it had like 12 books, but it started off at like 6. So I said, how do I get 1 through 5?
Right.
Good luck. Go eBay.
Right. Yeah, and when you try to get it online, it's sometimes the numbers don't add up or something like that.
I was trying to find that old. They had an old Gambit run. I was trying to find it, and you could not find it online anywhere. And finally, I found 2 of them at my comic book store, and then finally I found them on eBay.
Ask the comic book guy. Yeah, maybe he can find them for you.
Yeah.
That's why I like the omnibus.
But I want to buy a full volume.
The omnibus.
So.
That's what I'm debating now with the whole Transformers and G.I. Joe run, right?
Wait
till the omnibus comes out.
I'm like, I might as well just wait and get it. But like the copy that I got is of #1. I think it's like 7th or 8th print. That's how well that book was doing. Yeah. The storyline is really good, man. Like I read those first 3 episodes.
So what? Where does it take place at? Like beginning or like?
It's just like a revamped, way of
retelling
the story. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's like
and it's called
like
Transformers.
real how it is.
What's the subtitle of it? It's Transformers.
It's Transformers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Check it out.
It's by Skybound. Image Comics Skybound.
But, Image Comics. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing because I saw Nick Weiser and he has a comic book show. I believe it's every Friday. Clobbering
Cobby's Clubhouse.
Clobbering Clubhouse. Yeah, because it's
clobbering time.
Yeah, yeah. He named it after a YouTube that passed away. Actually, man, that was part of the show. So yeah, he was talking about that on a show once, and it took me a while to like remember. And I remember I was downtown with my wife, and I'm like, yeah, comic book store. Let me check it out there. And I went there, and the guy had a bunch of them, but I just like, let me start for the first 3. And then I'm like, I only took the first 3 because I couldn't find 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
Right. And then I think they were up to 13 or 15. So I was like, okay. And then I saw it that they had it online, the first 6 issues, and then you get another 6 issues. And
to be honest with me, I've been kind of straying away from like the more superhero stuff and getting back into like more indie comics, and definitely right now I'm back on anime, so I've been like reading manga again. So I've been.
My daughter told me, she goes, Dad, you should read these. I'm like, what is it? She actually has the Sakamoto Days manga.
Really? I'm almost done with Kaiju number 8. I got 3 more issues, and I'm gonna start doing Sakamoto Days next, and then
awesome.
I want to do solo leveling, but right now they're so expensive because it's so popular.
Right.
So I'm waiting for the price to come down on those. But I'm building a mega collection now.
As we're gonna close it up, and he goes, y'all gotta call him out when he's wrong. And that man is wrong 95% of the time.
I've been knowing Robert Storms for years.
Stirred up.
There was times when I used to get pissed off and upset.
I like doing this.
That bother me.
I like doing this in the background.
At the end of the day, I'm not going to change his mind. At the end of the day, he's not going to change my mind. So it ain't worth the friendship. I'm going to think what I'm going to think. I don't care what nobody says.
Nah, I like us all having different opinions.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know.
But sometimes you're going to know when, if you're debating or if you're.
When to concede and all that stuff.
Okay, okay. You're right. I'm wrong. I don't care, because as soon as I get off of this show, I'm not thinking about it no more. I'm thinking about something else. So that's the way I look at it.
All right. For some reason, I can't make it large.
That was what she
said. I knew in the moment. The moment that I'm like,
get a copy of that.
Talking about get old age.
It's okay, Poppy.
I knew the moment I said, I'm like, shit. If you rewatch it, I'm like,
clip that.
On the retake of the Hangout.
It's okay, Poppy. You can do it next time.
Finish up these chats. Wrap it up. Kevin Davis says Marvel Phase 4 or 5 has been okay at best. People expect everything to end 11.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
They set the bar way too high.
But it's not it. Just be consistent.
Yeah,
that's what we want. Be consistent. I don't need a big. I'm
gonna push back on that a little bit, DJ, because how many times artists have made a masterpiece, more than one masterpiece?
Yeah, I mean,
like Prince has made several different albums that went crazy. Michael Jackson, I'm sure, the Eagles, Fleetwood. So
now here's my thing: after Thriller, did he ever get back to that Thriller status, like album wise?
Yeah.
He be able to make Thriller, but he like Bad.
Yeah,
and
Bad. Yeah.
But no one ever on that level as Thriller. So once it's hard to get. If you peak too early, sometimes it's kind of a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? Not saying all the other stuff are bad. I'm saying he never surpassed that again.
Well,
but it was like it's also is flying the wall. So it's like you're
there hasn't been a moment like this in any of the new movies.
Give me Thanos.
Exactly.
Right. What are you talking about? They hugged at the end.
That's one of the best interests ever.
Yeah, when he comes in there,
I don't know. If
rocket
that's
in his
better.
shoulder.
That ain't better than Captain Catch a Moon there. Not to me.
That's a moment.
No, that was
that was like
I almost jumped out my seat when that happened in the theater. Like I literally about
the roar in the theater when that
theater
happened.
was crazy,
went crazy.
crazy.
Yeah.
You saw the hammer lift up. And
Yeah.
start floating. I said,
oh snap.
There's the gasps, right? The gasps.
I still, every now and then I'll just put that in fight scene on just to get, and I still get the goosebumps from it.
I wanted him to beat Thanos like another minute and a half.
Yeah,
And
like
the butt cutting only lasted about 45 seconds. It could last about 2 minutes. Ripping up on Thanos.
Yeah,
it would have made it even better.
But they had a setup for that. They had such a long setup for that. Even in the last Avengers, they had a setup where he was going to grab it, but
it started in Ultron. It started in Ultron.
Yeah,
you know,
you almost said it at the end.
Yeah,
Avengers, then it cuts off.
Yeah. Well, I'm talking about the hammer thing. That was set up back in Ultron.
Yeah,
you know,
but such little parts. Yeah.
In Ultron, if I'm not mistaken, he said Avengers. It was him and Black Widow standing. And that way they had the new
I think he said it after all the Avengers movies, but he never finished
certain
it.
words.
There was a few.
Never say something that it cut out. The last one. Yeah.
And I still think that on my left scene when the
on my left was epic.
I still get goosebumps with that.
Yeah, that thing is awesome.
Oh, did it make you mad when Walker said on your left in the movie?
Yes.
Yeah. I was like, don't you disgrace that man's name like that.
It's like right here, man.
When Thor transformed, he should have been back to his fit form.
I love the speech he gives.
What he's doing, he's just.
He's just.
Yeah.
It always brings you back to me.
Right. I mean, we gotta know they've been setting up Thanos for all this time. Then they set up Kang, and now we're supposed to get what?
What do you call them? Scrotum chin.
Yeah. I still say the unsung hero in all of MCU after this, this right here was that rat that brought Ant-Man back from the That rat was the unsung hero. If that never happened, if we would never won.
That's like Ratatouille, man.
Right,
Ratatouille's cousin.
Yeah.
Right here, Danny. Right here. No problem, Austinator. He's already gone. Yeah, he already left.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm great.
Oh, damn.
I'm great.
Don't mess around.
Irish goodbye.
That right there.
He had like shit. He thought those.
It was right here. Peter goes. Yeah. It goes crazy. It went crazy.
Peter goes nuts.
That was the one time that my people were high fiving each other in my head. Like,
that was like awesome, man.
One guy like, kick his ass, Cap.
I knew it.
Sit down.
The original
knew it.
Yeah, don't do that. Let
me see what he's doing.
That's what Danny was saying, that this is gonna last too long.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
Boy, that right there. All right.
I love how he used the shield and
be like he's already comfortable with it, like he's just doing combos.
Yeah, this was like epic,
Yeah.
man.
That right there was. Boy.
I need a statue of that scene right here when he's like Thanos and him fighting right there.
Right.
A statue of that.
Like Fletch says, the hammer and the sword, the combos, the lightning, freaking calls the lightning. Like he learned that super quick.
Yeah.
I saw Thor do it a bunch of times. I can do it too.
I'm just another thing I like too is when Thor and Iron Man fighting, Thor shocks him and it's like you're at 400% capacity.
Oh yeah, when they first meet.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh really?
Okay.
Really?
This is a mistake. You got it.
Oh,
yeah.
The Rock, the SmackDown.
I'm joking. But the smack is down off the floor. You put your shield out there, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
That's his leg.
Oh yeah, got that leg. I forgot about that.
Oh, look at his lips.
Cut your Rocky. Sword made out of. Isn't that shield vibranium?
Yeah.
Yep. But you know what's stronger than vibranium? Adamantium.
That's what I'm ready to go up against the other.
Look at that. It's breaking off like.
His sword might have made up. Yeah. He fucked that shield.
You know what? Gee, I think you're right. Maybe they're gonna retcon that was adamant.
Isn't he part celestial?
Yeah, he is.
Yes.
So it makes sense.
He's a deviant. He's a deviant.
And the celestial made of adamantium. So adamantium.
Yeah.
So that makes
That'd
sense.
be interesting.
Right?
Yeah,
Maybe,
yeah, it would.
Yeah, but I thought Captain and Wolverine fought together in like the wars.
They did.
They did.
In the comic books.
So I never seen where his claws went through Captain America's shield.
Yeah, have I, man. Neither have I. See if our video won't get struck, and I'll have to delete those parts.
Yep.
But we'll see.
Yeah, but
don't leave that one part that you talked about earlier.
Well, that was part of the whole Captain America part. You know?
Yeah.
You're gonna get Moonier up. Oh my gosh. Shifty says, what if
whoa. That's a good question. So Nick, they are up 2-0 now? The Knicks?
What?
They're up 2-0?
If they won tonight.
Yeah.
They won
the other night, right? Yeah, they won the other night. Let me see. I'm looking at the
So they beat the Cavs. And
they won 91 to 90.
They won 91 to 90.
So
they're up 2-0.
Cavs in trouble.
Against Boston. At Boston.
Wow.
Boston in trouble.
Boston is in big trouble.
And they're going home for the next 2 games.
Yeah.
That's right there. If they sweep Boston, Jason Tatum is going, because Jason Tatum is getting a lot of criticism that
the Knicks were down 20 points, Danny. At one
point. They came back and won it.
A 20-point deficit and won.
That must have been a great game.
Watch that game. God.
Thank you, Danny.
You know what Stephen A gonna be tomorrow. You know how Stephen A gonna be tomorrow.
Thank you, Danny, for being here. Appreciate it. Appreciate your time.
I'll tell you, bro. While we talking, I'm watching the Masked Singer as much as I can, because I want Boogie Woogie to win.
Boogie Woogie.
Just say I'm watching Boogie Woogie to win. Okay.
That's right. He is one vote from being the champ.
I've only watched that. I watched the first season with T-Pain. I think won the first season. T-Pain won. Yeah.
Second season was
boy.
Boogie Woogie.
Boogie Woogie away, Fletch. Tell the people they can find you.
Killing it, buddy.
You can find me on my channel, Fletch Williams Second Game Dance. You can check out Catholic Nerd Channel, Indignant Desert Birds, and Friday will be on Polly, and Sunday I'll be producing George, the Giant Slayer.
Giant Slayer. Awesome, man. Awesome. G Major.
What up, though? G Major here. You can find me on What Up, though? Talking about a lot of stuff. On the music side, on my G Major DJ page. Busy months. Got a couple releases coming up because we have the Electronic Music Festival, one of the top festivals in the world coming up. Got a single come on a vinyl compilation called from Upstairs Asylum Records. That's coming out May 23rd. And then I probably got another one, some digital coming out on Oops Music. So,
Oops, you got it. Yeah. Make sure you check it out, sir. DJ.
What's up, y'all? Find my channel, Token Black Guy. Find me here on Wednesday nights and Sunday nights on Storms Live. And there's works for another show that I'm going to be on coming soon. So keep an eye out for that. So a gaming show.
Good.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I didn't watch that one. Try Not to Laugh.
Oh, the newest one. Yeah. I mean, those videos. I get. There's some my bread and butter, man. Those videos do good.
Man, my videos that check when it comes in it's a pleasant surprise.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, might be 2 a year if I'm lucky.
I've gotten 3 so far.
Why? She says
I ain't got shit.
Damn, humble brag.
Because you hate Brave New World until you stop.
That's
Oh
a
my gosh. I did not hate it.
That's what I can't tell.
We just
the
need
one
that
common
frijoles
denominator
negros,
right there.
Oh
The
my
one common
gosh.
That's right.
Oh my gosh.
That's
Daddy,
it.
tell the lovely people where they can find you, brother.
Turn your life around, Gascar. Turn your life around.
Thank Negro. Thank Negro.
Every day,
Friday.
Danny, every day.
You can find me on my channel on Mondays and Fridays at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, these guys here on Wednesday and also on Sunday Storms Live. Fantastic show as always. Have a good time.
Awesome,
Can't wait till next week. Hope something good comes out between now and then.
I hope so too, man. I hope we get good news, man. Good news, good more stuff to talk about.
Yeah,
and if not,
man.
we'll make stuff to talk about on this show because, like every other week, there's another landing we have stuck. And saying that, guys, thank you for everybody in the chat and everybody on Rumble and everybody on Twitch today, actually, because I remember that I have a Twitch channel and why not? So we're streaming live on.
What's your Twitch channel? Same thing or?
No, it's
Skis.
It's skis _75. That's what it is. So thank you so much, everybody in the chat, everybody on Rumble, everybody on Twitch who's watching this, and everybody that's going to rewatch this. And to my panelists, thank you guys for making another great week with me and getting my mind off real world stuff and saying that we are out of here. Adios, muchachos.